Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. We have again a few updates on Dragon Age the Veilguard game from BioWare, done via IGA, who have the exclusive rights. I would like to go through all of the news that we have seen in the past few days, because we have multiple topics and it's quite a lot. I have split it out again into 3 bits. So this is the first one. In this one, I would like to, let's say, compare what we have seen so far from the gameplay and from the information that was released on the Veilguard, compared to the teaser trailer that we have seen 5 years ago. There are a few things which are quite noticeable, so I'm going to mention those. And then we have also seen 15 screenshots being released, exclusive screenshots by IGN from the game, which are new. So let me quickly go through those and show you also those. I wanted to highlight on this spot, for those of you who are new to my channel or who don't know it or who haven't seen the previous updates on the Veilguard game, in general, I am a relatively traditional person and let's say a common sense person, and I'm really trying to see the stuff that we have seen so far rather objective, or at least I'm trying to be objective. It's not always possible, so there are some things which are positive and which I'm mentioning that I really like, and it's not necessarily something that other people might perceive positively. And then there are a few things which I'm going to criticize because it's really something that is not fitting, at least in my opinion, into Dragon Age or a Dragon Age game, or in general into a game that we were waiting 10 years for. So please be aware that this is my own personal view. In case you are a fan of, let's say, these neo pronouns and the idea that there are 70 plus genders, then this channel is definitely not for you. I'm going to say it right away. My own personal belief is that there are only 2 genders and there is no they, them. There's either a male or a female. So this is also something that's going to be reflected going forward in my reviews or in my views on the released Dragon Age the Veilguard game. If you don't like it, which is completely fine, I'm okay with that. Just please be aware of that upfront, that this is going to be the perspective from which I'm reviewing what was released so far. Now, before we start to talk about the latest updates about Dragon Age the Veilguard, I would like to come back actually to a trailer that they have released 5 years ago. So in total we were waiting for 10 years for the new Dragon Age game, and somewhere in the middle of the, let's say, waiting time 5 years ago, they have released this teaser trailer. Let me play the trailer and then let me go to the comment section and let me highlight what I can see there and how this compares to what we see now in the released footage from Dragon Age the Veilguard.
So, you found me at last. I suspect you have questions.
Well, that was the teaser trailer from 5 years ago. As you could have seen, the overall atmosphere is very much as we have seen in the previous Dragon Age games, right? So it's kind of dark. We can see that it has the same kind of art style that we have seen in the previous games. So it was something that was very close to everything we have known so far. And at least for me, there was no indication on the drastic change that happened then with the game in the next 5 years. But let me show you the comments actually. And I believe if you look at the comments, there is something quite weird going on here. So 5 years ago, I would have expected them to have already some work done on the game. And then when they released this teaser trailer, there were people who were writing a couple of things which would be important for them not to see in the next Dragon Age game. And for some reason, what we can see now at this point, it actually is like it has come to fruition and it really has happened this way. So for me, what this means, 5 years ago, they probably just put out this teaser trailer looking for the reactions from the people to see what they actually should incorporate in the game and what not. So this is kind of, in hindsight, this is kind of quite revealing. So 5 years ago, they didn't really go into this direction in what we see now as the result and the end game. At least that's my impression. If you look at the comments, the first one says, better hairstyles. Then, please don't be a multiplayer game. Well, it looks to me like this is something that has been highlighted multiple times now over the past few days and weeks, that they are bragging about the hairstyles, which are now improved and better. Sure, everybody's enjoying that, but it shouldn't be like your main focus or like the main focus of the marketing. But it seems to me like they just like took the comment section here and from the teaser trailer and just created a list, and then they were like going through a list and just checking it off. So they did improve the hairstyles. And then don't be a multiplayer game. Well, the impression that I have, and that is based also on the impressions that multiple other gamers had, was that the original intention was actually for this game to be a multiplayer. We can see it in the style of the game, on the gameplay that we have seen so far. So obviously, when they have seen how many people have written that they don't want to have a multiplayer game, and you will see it further on also in the comments, they probably just quickly changed that to a single player game. So I really think that this is very telling. The comment section here in this vid is very, very telling. If you look at the other items here as well, like single player, more than 8 slots for skills. This didn't come to fruition. Obviously, this is something that they have ignored because they use the, let's say, Mass Effect style for the skills. So this one is not fulfilled. But otherwise, a lot of the things here, again, are just like a list. Like if you would read a list of what now currently really is in the game. So yeah, it's kind of revealing. It's kind of interesting. I will post a link to this old trailer as well down in the comment section. And you can review it from your side as well and read through the whole comment section. I mean, there are like almost 7,000 comments, but it's quite telling. Okay, so yeah, that's what I just wanted to point out here on this spot. We've also got some additional 15 exclusive screenshots by IGN and the introduction to the photo mode, which was inspired by Mass Effect. So if you scroll through the entire article here, it will tell you exactly what can be adjusted, what the photo mode has to offer, so it's all listed here. I will of course post the link again below in the description. We then have the 15 exclusive screenshots and some additional information here as well in terms of, for example, the hair physics, which was mentioned also in other vids. So the screenshots which they have presented really look very good. I do have to say I like a lot of those. They just confirm also what I was saying already about the location. So the first one is with one of the rooks that was visible in one of the gameplay videos by IGN and by BioWare. And here is the one of the locations that we can see. I think this is the Arleton Forest. It's really looking great in terms of the colors and the graphics overall. This is something that I have mentioned previously as well. I do like the let's say optical side of the game and the graphics, at least in terms of the environment. So I do have to say the environments are really looking great. If you just look at the details here, for example, on the tree bark, so it's really awesome. Also here on the stone. The next one is kind of a darker area, and in general, this is also confirming what I have mentioned previously, that I have noticed a lot of like dark areas, or when we are visiting some of the locations, they seem to be like during the nighttime. So I'm really wondering how many areas will be like the more brighter and colorful ones, and how many will be, let's say, dark. And this one is, I believe, from the lighthouse itself. And this aerial view is really awesome. So I do like this one. It's kind of having a fisheye effect. And you can see, even though all the pieces are floating separately, they kind of connected still. So yeah, I like this one. Here what we can see, this looks to be underwater. And I believe this is another rook at the front of the picture. We just see the backside, but this is presenting a new and the different hairstyles to what we have seen before. I am wondering though how we will be able to move around in underwater locations, or if this is maybe just behind like a wall and we cannot really enter the area. This is one of the darker locations. As I said, it's during nighttime or evening. So again, I'm wondering whether we will be able to see it during the day. Here's a close-up of the griffin and how we can pet the griffin. Here's Bellara. Again, I like the details on the surroundings, so I do appreciate the amount of work that went into the details in the environments. Here we can see Davrin. Again, there's a ton of details which are visible on his clothing or armor, and also in the background. So yeah, this really looks great in terms of the visual side. Here we can see there is Bellara and Emmerich, and I believe because of the background here, this seems to be the spiral staircase, I think, which is most probably in Emmerich's room, but I'm not sure. But this looks like the companions will be visiting each other. They seem to be enjoying a tea and some discussion. So we will probably be able to meet more companions also in different areas, not just visit them in their own like rooms, and they will be spending time together whether a rook is there or not. And this one is kind of intriguing because we can see that there are some portions of buildings which are in weird angles, and there's a ton of like stones floating around, so it's kind of unsettling to see it this way. You're having the feeling that you're going to float away as well. It's an interesting view, definitely. So I'm wondering how we will move between these portions in the game, and if we can do that. And this is the other new rook, I believe, which we have seen in front of this water like water side or water wall, and this one has the new hairstyle. If I am not mistaken, we can also see like 2 different eye colors. Each is different in each eye, so this makes it kind of interesting if we can change the eye color, not just in general for both eyes, but if we can adjust the eye color for each eye separately. This is a high level of customization. So I'm really wondering about the character creator, and I'm wondering when they are going to show that one. And here's another from the surroundings. We can see that there is a child and also a cat, so there will be pets and children as well in the locations that we are visiting. It kind of makes the world more lived in. And this is the last picture that we've got. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure where this is, to be honest, but we'll see when we are playing the game. Again, from a visual side or visual perspective, it's really awesome, the level of detail that was put in the game. So I do appreciate the little details here, whether it's on the ground and the snow or whether it's on the tree. So it's looking really fantastic. To be honest, I would just wish that the characters would be also looking a little bit more realistic and less cartoonish, because it's kind of this is what's giving me this kind of weird vibe, that the details in the environments and the whole background of everything is kind of very realistic, but the characters are more like cartoony. So it looks like the character style is different than the background / environment style, and it just doesn't go together really that well, at least in my opinion. So yeah, that were the exclusive screenshots, which were presented by IGN as well. Let me know what you think about those in the comment section below. You will also find the link to this article there. So I hope you liked this one and the comparison with the teaser trailer we've got 5 years ago, and also the screenshots that we have seen. Let me know what you think about it. I would love to see your comments in the comment section below. And the next segment that I will be posting soon will be about the companions. We've got an in-depth look at the companions. So basically that's a second vid that was released by IGN or BioWare, where we get some more info. That one, please be aware, will be quite critical, because I am not really fond of how the information has been provided, or actually what was provided. So yeah, that next segment will be posted soon, and it will be visible here then for you. Thanks a lot for watching, stay tuned and game on!